Hello friends, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you are new. My name is Mal and I make Tumbler tutorials here on YouTube every single week. Today's tutorial is inspired by the monthly theme or challenge in my Patreon group. Every month I give my members a new challenge or theme to kind of center their monthly design around, and then everybody enters the challenge and we all pick a winner and they win a tumbler from me. So the theme in July is destinations. So I challenge my members to create a cup that either features a dream destination, somewhere they really want to go, somewhere they've been, like their favorite vacation spot, or just travel in general. So this cup is inspired by that theme. When I was, how old was I? A few years ago, about 5-6 years ago, I took my first ever trip to Europe. I went to London and Paris for I think it was my 26th birthday. Oh man, I think it was my 26th birthday. So we spent some time in London, spent some time in Paris, and this cup is inspired by my London trip, but it's also inspired by one of my just favorite places growing up, one of my favorite places to go now, and that is Disneyland. So we're going to combine my London trip, my favorite place, Disneyland, and also one of my favorite Disney movies of all time, which is Mary Poppins. I love Mary Poppins. If there's Mary Poppins like merchandise anywhere, you know I'm buying it. So I took all of those elements and created this cup design. I had a really fun time putting this together and I hope you guys enjoy it. I hope you're inspired by the design. And if you'd like to get in on the next monthly challenge, or even this one, if you sign up now in July, you can participate in this monthly challenge. The link to join my Patreon group is down below in the description box. So we'll do the challenge every month. We do exclusive live tutorials every week. And I also do an exclusive tutorial, at least one every month. That's just like the videos I upload here to YouTube, but they are only for group members. They don't ever get released to the public. They're just for members of the group. There's a whole bunch of other benefits listed on the Patreon page if you'd like to take a closer look at those. But again, the link is down below in the description box. Okay, I think that's enough. I really hope you guys enjoy this video, and let me know if you have any questions, and make sure you like the video if you enjoy it. Okay, let's go. We are going to be using a 30-ounce camper mug from Craft Haven for this design, and we're going to start by doing a 50-50 split with these 2 sheets of vinyl. Now these are patterns I found on Etsy and had custom printed at the Vinyl Cottage, and I'm working on having them listed at the Vinyl Cottage so you guys can just order the sheets outright. I'll also put a link down below to the digital file pack if you wanted to grab that as well. So what we're going to do is start by splitting our cup in half using some blue painter's tape, and I'm using the handle of the tumbler to help me get this split as even as I can. I want to split the cup down the middle with the handle. You could also split it the other way so that your handle is on like one side of your vinyl, but I wanted the split to be this way. So I'm just taking my painter's tape, laying it down to make the 50-50 split. And now I'm going to go in with my first sheet of vinyl. Doesn't really matter what side you start with. I'm going to start with my blue sheet, and I'm going to apply this the same way that I normally would any other piece of vinyl. I'm going to line up one edge with one edge of my painter's tape, and then I'm going to cut off as much excess as I can so that I can save as much like scrap vinyl as I can, so I can use it for something else. So I'll cut off the excess from the side and the top, and then I'm going to peel back about 1 inch of the backing and secure that edge to my painter's tape edge, and then I'll use the felt edge of my squeegee tool to push the vinyl down onto the cup. And now I'll be honest, on this side, the handle was really getting in my way. I just couldn't move the cup the way I wanted to, so I did have a little bit of trouble with this side, but it all worked out fine. Everything's okay. So once I hit the handle part, I'm going to trim each side on the top and the bottom of the handle, smooth my vinyl down, and then do the same thing on the other side of the handle so I can smooth down the middle, and then I'll just cut off those 2 little slivers that were on top of the handle pieces. Then I'll cut off any excess using the tape as my guide to help me cut a straight line. We didn't have too much excess because I tried to line up the edge with the tape the best I could. So then I'll go up to the top of the cup, pull the vinyl tightly up over the top rim, and then cut off any excess. do the same thing on the other side, cutting off the excess from this side, any overlap we might have had. This was the side I laid down, so I did have a little bit of overlap. But anyway, I'm going to pull the vinyl tightly down under that bottom rim as well so we get a flush finish down there. And then I'm going to reuse that same piece of painter's tape to tape off the vinyl I just put down so that we can put down our next piece of vinyl. So I'm taping this off so that I have a little bit of a raised edge to help me get a straight and even seam. That's really the only reason you need to actually tape it off versus just going in with your vinyl. If you're confident with your vinyl skills and you can just go right in, absolutely do it. But I feel like the tape just gives you a little bit more security. So I'm going to basically repeat the exact same process on this side with this colored vinyl the same way, do the exact same thing I did with the blue sheet. Once I've got both sheets of my vinyl laid down, I'm going to go in with a coat of epoxy. I'm using KS Resin Liquidy Split Ultra UV. This is a fast setting epoxy, so about maybe like 2 to 3 hours after this was done spinning, or after I applied the epoxy, I was ready to go in and glitter my handle and the bottom of my cup. So I'm going to take some blue painter's tape again and tape off the handle, and then I'll take electrical tape on the bottom of the cup and use that to tape off the bottom. I like to use electrical tape on the bottom of my cups because it's more flexible and it will kind of just mold around that bottom curve. It's a whole lot easier to maneuver than painter's tape in my opinion. So I'm going to apply the glitter glue to my handle first, and I'm not base painting this because we're going to use a silver glitter. We're using Brilliant from PDB. So I'm just going to go right in with the glitter glue straight and then cover both the handle and the bottom with the same glitter to give it a kind of uniform, sparkly look. Immediately after glittering, I'm going to remove all of my tape, brush off any excess with a chip brush, like if any glitter got, went astray. I'm going to brush that off with my chip brush, and then I'm going to set this aside and let it dry for a full 2 hours so it can dry completely. And once it's dry, I'll go in with the glitter glue again and seal all of the glitter on the handle and the bottom so it doesn't move onto any other spots of our cup. Once that dries for 2 hours, I'm going to go in with 2 more coats of epoxy, and now I'm ready to apply my first set of decals. So I made this SVG. It will be available in my digital Etsy shop if you'd like to purchase it, and members of my Patreon group get this file for free. So this file does have a double offset. So I'm starting with the bottom layer, and I'm using a pearlescent metallic vinyl from Tech Wrap Craft as my bottom layer. It's got a little bit of blue and pink shift, so I thought it would be perfect for this design with the blue and pink. It says it's kind of fun to do the impossible, which is one of my favorite Walt Disney, Disneyland-esque quotes. So I'm going to put that down, and then I'm going to go in with my next layer. This is I need to remember the name, I'll have it down in the description, but this vinyl is from Craft Haven, and it's just regular craft vinyl. I think it's periwinkle. But I'm going to lay that down word by word. As you guys know, this is how I like to do it. If you want to put the whole decal down, you absolutely can, of course. I just like to do it piece by piece. So I'm going to lay this down, and then I'll go in with my top layer, which is a white vinyl that has a clear backing. I get questions about this all the time. It's from HTV Ront on Amazon. I'll have that linked down below in the description as well. Immediately after applying the vinyl decal, I'm going to go in with the glitter glue again and seal all of my vinyl just to help with any bubbles. Go in with another coat of epoxy on top of that to seal it in once it was dried for the full 2 hours. And I'm going to apply my vinyl striping to each side where the two vinyl patterns meet up. And for this, I'm using silver textured metallic vinyl from Cricut. And you can see on the side of the handle, I'm just placing 3 individual pieces, trying to get them all to line up and look like they're one straight line. This did take a little bit of practice, and hopefully I did okay, but just take your time with that and get it as straight as you can. Then on the other side, I'll just lay the piece down like normal. And now I'm going to go in with another coat of epoxy. And once that's cured, we're going to add a little bit of extra detail to this blue side. So I'm going to take some blue painter's tape and lay it down right over that silver seam that we just laid down. And this is just to kind of help this process stay a little bit cleaner. We're not going to be painting or anything, but we are going to be adding some glitter. So I'm going to tape off each side and then tape off a little bit of the handle and then under the handle. I just don't want to get any glue or glitter where I don't want it to go. I want it to just stay right on this blue side. I'm also going to tape off with the electrical tape again the bottom edge where our glitter, our silver glitter is laying, because I really want this white glitter that we're going to lay down to stay right where it's supposed to go. I don't want it on the blue. So I'm going to use Diamond and Heart Happy. Both are from PDB. And I'm not going to base coat this. I'm just going to put this white glitter right on top of this blue. Basically what I'm trying to do is 1, add a little bit of extra sparkle, and 2, give us a little bit of a varied background for the water slide we're going to add after this. So I'm going to bring this white glitter maybe about halfway up the cup. I'm using the Crystal glitter glue again, of course, my favorite thing ever. So once I've got that laid down, I'm gonna I mixed up Diamond and Heart Happy, just about a 50-50 mix into this little cup. And I'm just going to apply it almost in like a waterfall ombre style, just fading it as I go up the cup to the bottom. And now this step is obviously totally optional. You don't have to do this. If you want to go in with your water slide just by itself, you can, or if you want to completely skip the water slide step, of course you guys can take this design and make it your own however you'd like to. So there's the glitter applied. Once I had it on, I did let it dry, seal it with the glitter glue again, and then I sealed it with 2 coats of epoxy, very, very thin coats. We don't want this cup to weigh like 9,000 pounds, so keep your coats relatively thin. So here's the water slide we're going to add. This comes from the CLIPART pack that pairs with these vinyl patterns. So they're all from the same artist. They're all the same like design style. And if you couldn't tell, this is a little bit of a Mary Poppins-esque image. So I printed her out on clear water slide paper from Hayes Paper Company. I've got that linked down below as well with a discount code. And I made her, I want to say about like 6 or 7 inches tall. I really wanted her to be big enough to be like a substantial part of this side. And you know, she's clear water slide, so the bigger the image, I feel like the better of a statement she's going to make. So I'm just going to apply her like normal. I did seal the water slide with 3 coats of clear spray from Rust-Oleum and then put it into my like lukewarm room temperature water for a couple of seconds to release it from the backing. And then as you saw, I just slid the water slide onto the cup and then removed the backing. So once that was dry, I added my final coat of epoxy, and here's the final result. I really love how this one turned out. It's whimsical and fun and bright, and I hope that you guys enjoyed this video as well. If you did, make sure you hit the thumbs up button down below. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel so you don't miss any of my new videos. And if you'd like to get in on this month's challenge and all of the fun we're having over in my Patreon group, you can sign up at patreon.com/MBMM Elite or via the link that is down below in the description box. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Okay, love you. Bye.